Welcome, esteemed gentlemen. They say that in every crowd, there's always one person who seems both part of it and above it, standing on the fringes, observing everything without needing to be in the spotlight. That person is often the Sigma male, the guy who doesn't need a tribe, doesn't crave validation, and somehow commands respect without saying a word. Fun fact: studies show that people who are self-reliant and independent are often viewed as more attractive, even if they aren't exactly trying to be. A Sigma male embodies this effortlessly, making him a bit of an enigma. He's not chasing approval, yet somehow people are drawn to his energy like a mystery they just have to solve. But here's the kicker: most Sigma males don't even realize they're one. They're not following a guidebook, and they're definitely not following trends. It's a natural, unspoken confidence that just is. If you've ever wondered why you feel out of place in group dynamics or why you have zero tolerance for needless authority, buckle up. You might just discover you've been a Sigma male all along, operating by your own rules while the rest of the world is busy with theirs. Number 1. You're a problem solver, not a drama starter. When life throws challenges your way, you don't just shrug your shoulders and let chaos reign. Instead, you tackle problems with a level-headed approach that would impress even the most seasoned crisis managers. While others might spiral into a dramatic monologue worthy of a soap opera, you calmly assess the situation like a chess master contemplating the next move. It's like you have a built-in GPS that navigates you through life's bumps and detours without missing a beat. When the proverbial banana peel appears on the ground, you're not the one who slips. You're the one who says, I see a banana peel, let's sidestep that. This ability to focus on solutions instead of getting lost in the drama not only keeps you grounded, but also makes you the go-to person in times of crisis. Friends, family, and even co-workers flock to you for advice when the heat is on. They know that while they may be panicking over spilled milk, you'll be the one suggesting how to turn it into a gourmet cheese sauce instead. You approach every obstacle with the mindset of a problem solver. If your car breaks down, you don't spend time lamenting your bad luck. You're already Googling nearby mechanics and weighing the pros and cons of public transport. In a world where people love to play the blame game, you choose to be the player who focuses on solutions, crafting plans with the precision of a seasoned architect. Your knack for navigating the messiness of life allows you to stay above the fray, making you a rare gem in a sea of melodrama. So, while others are caught up in their dramatic scenes, you're calmly writing the next chapter in your life story, one that's all about overcoming challenges with style and grace. At number 2, you outgrow people fast, and you're okay with it. Outgrowing people isn't something you do intentionally, it just happens. While others are busy trying to hold on to every connection, you find yourself moving on without a second thought. You don't cling to friendships or relationships that no longer bring something valuable into your life. And if someone has outlived their purpose, you simply let them go. It's not personal either, it's just a natural shift. For you, loyalty doesn't mean holding on for the sake of history. It means maintaining relationships that align with who you are right now. In your world, people come and go, and you're completely okay with it. You've realized that staying true to yourself often means outgrowing people who are stuck in the same mindset, or whose idea of friendship means weekly check-ins you don't care for. Your loyalty is to growth, not to every single person who's crossed your path. If they haven't evolved or they don't challenge you anymore, then what's the point? Keeping them around feels like holding on to an old hobby you've long lost interest in. People may think you're cold, but honestly, it's more like you're efficient. Instead of stretching yourself thin to maintain connections that no longer add value, you focus on the handful of relationships that actually make sense. It's not that you don't care. You just don't waste energy on keeping up appearances. Let them call it cutting people off. But for you, it's a natural progression. No guilt, no drama, just a quiet move forward. In a way, you're like a social minimalist. You travel light, carrying only the people who matter most, while others are busy hauling everyone they've ever known. It's not heartless. It's just how you keep your life uncluttered and your energy sharp. Number 3, you have a unique personal style. Your personal style is a canvas that reflects who you are. And for a Sigma male, it's often a masterpiece that doesn't follow the mainstream art gallery rules. You don't just wear clothes. You curate an outfit that tells a story. Your story. You might find yourself mixing a vintage band tee with tailored trousers because why not? It's not about adhering to any specific trend. It's about showcasing your personality in a way that feels authentic and unique. While some may spend hours flipping through glossy fashion magazines, you're more likely to stroll through thrift stores, searching for that one quirky piece that catches your eye, like a 90s windbreaker or a pair of shoes that might confuse even the trendiest of fashionistas. Dressing this way can be liberating and a bit rebellious. You've probably had a few conversations where someone looks at your ensemble, tilts their head and says, "That's interesting." And instead of feeling self-conscious, you just smile and think, "Thanks, I was going for fashionably fearless." You understand that true style is less about fitting into the latest fad and more about feeling comfortable in your own skin. You could walk into a room full of people in matching outfits and still feel like the most stylish one there because you own your look. Your unique style often sparks curiosity and conversation, making you a walking icebreaker. People might ask where you got that amazing jacket or those funky socks. You don't just have clothes, you have stories attached to them. Each piece is a conversation starter, proving that being a Sigma male means never settling for the ordinary. Because who wants to blend in when you can stand out like a neon sign at a black and white party? At number 4, you operate on your own timeline. You're on your own timeline, and that's exactly where you plan to stay. While everyone else is scrambling to hit the next milestone, ticking off societal checklists and worrying if they're behind, you're sitting back unbothered. Deadlines? They're just dates that someone else decided are urgent. Should-haves? They're nice for people who need a map. But you're not buying into the rush. In your mind, life's not a sprint. It's more like a long stroll that you're perfectly happy to take at your own pace. There's a certain confidence in the way you move through things at your own speed. Whether it's about your career, relationships, or just figuring out the next big decision, you're cool with taking the scenic route. Others might be racing to make it by 30, but you're not worried if you roll up fashionably late at 40. You trust your process, even if that means bypassing the usual steps that everyone else seems so desperate to follow. While they're busy sweating over deadlines, you're over here, not exactly in a hurry, because you know what everyone's too stressed to realize. Real progress can't be rushed. People might raise an eyebrow and think you're lagging, but that's only because they're measuring you by their standards, not yours. It's funny, though. Just when they think you're behind, you somehow manage to pull ahead, arriving exactly where you need to be. For you, success isn't about fitting someone else's schedule. It's about creating one that feels right for you. So if they're huffing and puffing down their preset paths, you're perfectly fine enjoying your stroll, knowing you'll get there, whenever that may be. Number 5. You have a strong sense of self-identity. A strong sense of self-identity is like having your own personal compass in life. While many people drift through various phases, trying on different personalities like outfits from a thrift store, you've already discovered your unique style and are comfortable wearing it. This clarity about who you are not only shapes your decisions but also helps you navigate relationships and challenges with a confidence that's hard to shake. You're not the type to get caught up in existential crises over brunch, debating whether you're a morning person or a night owl. You just know you're a whenever I feel like it person, and that's perfectly fine. This strong self-identity means you're not swayed by the latest fads or the opinions of others. You don't need validation to feel good about yourself. You're already your biggest fan. You'll walk into a room and own it, whether you're wearing a tailored suit or your favorite graphic tee that's seen better days. Your friends admire this about you, often remarking on your ability to make a bold statement without even trying. You've turned self-acceptance into an art form, and it shows. Your self-awareness also makes it easier to set boundaries. You know what you will and won't tolerate, which can be a revelation for people around you. You don't waste time pretending to be someone you're not, and as a result, those who don't appreciate your true self often fall by the wayside. You attract genuine connections, the kind of friendships that don't require you to wear a mask. So while the world may be busy trying to figure out who they are, you're over there, confidently waving your flag, proudly shouting, "This is me, take it or leave it," and secretly enjoying every minute of it. Number 6. You question everything, including yourself. You question everything, even yourself, and you wouldn't have it any other way. While most people go with the flow, content to let traditions or social rules decide how they live, you've got an instinct to look deeper, to ask why things are the way they are. It's not rebellion for the sake of it. It's more like a constant search for what actually makes sense. The idea of blindly following anything just feels unnatural to you. If someone tells you this is how it's always been done, that's practically an invitation to ask, but does it still make sense? This curiosity doesn't stop with the world around you. It also points right back at you. You challenge your own beliefs, question your own motives, and aren't afraid to dismantle parts of yourself if they don't hold up under scrutiny. For you, clinging to an idea just because it's comfortable or familiar feels more like a trap than a safety net. The truth matters more to you than being right. And you'd rather be awkwardly honest with yourself than blissfully misled. And yes, sometimes this questioning gets messy. It means confronting the parts of yourself that might need change, or admitting when you're on the wrong path. But that's exactly why you do it, to keep refining, adjusting, and getting closer to what's real. You're not looking for perfection. You're on a never-ending mission for authenticity. And if the truth is inconvenient or even uncomfortable, so be it. You'd rather face it head-on than live in a bubble. Number 7. Your energy isn't up for grabs. Your energy is yours, and you guard it like it's gold. People don't get unlimited access to your time or attention because you know the value of both. And you're not about to waste them on things or people that drain you. While others might feel obligated to say yes to every request, you're comfortable saying no, and you don't even feel the need to justify it. You've figured out that not everyone deserves a piece of your energy, and you're selective about where and how you spend it. This approach doesn't make you cold, it makes you smart. You're not interested in spreading yourself thin to meet everyone else's expectations. When people can't just walk in and monopolize your time, they might label you as distant or aloof, but in reality, you're simply prioritizing your peace. You've probably seen how those who constantly give and give end up burnt out with little left for themselves. That's a path you're determined not to go down. The truth is, you're not stingy with your energy, you're strategic with it. By being mindful about what or who you invest in, you protect your own well-being and make space for things that genuinely matter. If that rubs people the wrong way, that's on them, not you. You know what recharges you, what fuels your productivity, and what drains you, and you're unafraid to draw boundaries. You're not here to be everyone's go-to or their emotional sponge. Instead, you're choosing to be intentional, channeling your energy where it truly counts, toward things that bring you growth, purpose, and peace. Number 8. You have a natural curiosity for the unconventional. Your natural curiosity for the unconventional sets you apart from the crowd like a quirky unicorn prancing through a field of ordinary horses. While most people might be content binge-watching the latest Netflix series or scrolling through the same old social media feeds, you're the one diving down rabbit holes of bizarre documentaries, obscure hobbies, and niche interests that leave others scratching their heads. You seek out the unconventional like it's an Olympic sport, exploring everything from forgotten historical events to the art of competitive stone skipping. This thirst for the unusual often leads you to fascinating conversations that spark new ideas and perspectives. You might find yourself in a deep discussion about the philosophy behind why people collect rubber ducks, or why some cultures celebrate the most unusual festivals. Your friends may not always get it, but they can't deny that your enthusiasm is infectious. You approach life like a curious scientist in a lab, eager to experiment and discover, unafraid of what others might think. You embrace your quirks and relish in the idea that your interests might make you a little different, and you wear that label like a badge of honor. Venturing outside of the mainstream gives you a richer understanding of the world around you. You start to see connections between seemingly unrelated topics, which makes for great storytelling and unforgettable conversations. Your willingness to explore the unknown keeps your mind sharp and your spirit adventurous. While others might feel pressure to conform, you've created your own lane, one filled with delightful surprises and unconventional experiences. Your love for the offbeat and unexpected means that life is never dull. Whether you're experimenting with a new cooking technique, picking up an unusual instrument, or delving into the mysteries of the universe, you're on a perpetual quest for knowledge and experiences that challenge the ordinary. In a world that often encourages sameness, you're a refreshing reminder that it's okay to wander off the beaten path and celebrate the unique flavors of life. Number 9. You would rather be respected than liked. You're not here to win popularity contests. You've realized that friendship and approval are nice, but they're not everything. Unlike most, you don't need everyone's validation or to be constantly surrounded by people who like you. You'd much rather be respected for who you are than liked for being who others expect you to be. It's not that you don't appreciate connection. You're just not willing to sacrifice your integrity or authenticity to get it. When you walk into a room, you're not scanning to see who's on your side or who you need to win over. Instead, you're grounded in your own values and are perfectly fine if some people don't vibe with that. Respect is a non-negotiable for you, even if it means people admire you from a distance rather than trying to get close. You're not interested in bending or softening yourself to fit into every social circle or to gain temporary popularity. This focus on respect over likability might make some people think you're distant or hard to approach, but it's simply that you're not interested in shallow connections. You're comfortable being on the outskirts if it means staying true to yourself. Those who do get close know that you don't play games, and that the respect you extend to others is exactly what you expect in return. You're okay with admiration that doesn't necessarily come with affection because for you, respect lasts while popularity is fleeting. You're not everyone's cup of tea, and that's exactly how you like it. Number 10. You're an observer, not a participant. Being an observer rather than a participant gives you a front row seat to life's theater, and boy, do you enjoy the show. While others are busy throwing themselves into the drama, you're the one perched comfortably in the back, popcorn in hand, taking notes on the latest social dynamics unfolding before your eyes. You have an uncanny ability to read a room, and it's almost like you've got a superpower that lets you see through the chaos and figure out what's really going on beneath the surface. You notice the subtle glances exchanged between friends, the way someone's laughter suddenly turns a little too forced, or how a well-placed comment can change the atmosphere in an instant. It's not that you're aloof or uninterested. On the contrary, your curiosity about human behavior runs deep. You're fascinated by what makes people tick, often leading to insights that others might miss entirely. Friends often come to you for advice because you can dissect their social dilemmas with the precision of a skilled surgeon, all while making it sound effortless. While some people are caught up in the whirlwind of their emotions, you maintain a certain calm, almost like a Zen master in a bustling cafe. You know that life can be messy, but you prefer to step back and observe the mess from a distance, where you can make sense of it all without getting your hands dirty. You're the one who can find humor in a tense situation, cracking a joke when everyone else is too wrapped up in their feelings to see the lighter side. This ability to observe rather than engage gives you a unique perspective, allowing you to learn from the experiences of others without the emotional hangover that often accompanies full participation. You collect stories and insights like some people collect stamps, and it gives you a depth of understanding that makes your contributions to conversations not just interesting, but downright compelling. So while others may be the stars of their own dramas, you're the wise sage in the background, ready to drop truth bombs and laugh at the absurdity of it all. At the end of the day, being a Sigma male isn't about fitting a mold or following anyone else's rules. It's about having the quiet strength to move through life on your own terms, unaffected by the pressure to conform. You don't need applause or a fan club. You're fueled by a purpose that comes from within. You know what you stand for, and you won't compromise that just to fit into society's boxes. People might not always understand you. They might even call you distant or mysterious. But that's only because you're operating on a level that values substance over appearances and respect over superficial connections. You're comfortable in your own skin, choosing authenticity over approval, and that's rare in a world where everyone else seems eager to blend in. So if you found yourself resonating with these traits, you might just be a Sigma male. Embrace it. There's a quiet power in not needing the spotlight, in moving through life on a unique path that's solely your own. You're not here to impress. You're here to make an impact in your own way, at your own pace. And for those who get it, that's more than enough. If you've made it this far, chances are you're exactly the kind of person who values insight over noise. So why not stick around for more? Subscribe to the channel and join a community that's all about diving deeper, challenging norms, and leveling up in ways that actually matter. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. Hit that subscribe button. And let's keep exploring this journey together. No hype, no fluff, just real content that speaks to who you are.